my friends, come on down. We will begin today on our kneeling position in the child pose. So go ahead and just lay down forward, extend those arms up front. And as I mentioned at the beginning, this is all level practice. And sometimes it might feel challenging. All you have to do is rest, recover, use the child pose, lay down, and then come back with us. So go ahead and rise up on your fingertips and just send your elbows down towards the floor. Take a deep breath in, exhalation, express through the chest, and then slowly go back to your child pose. Release your elbows. Take a deep breath in and move your right arm in the center and open up towards the left. Just continue to open and you don't even have to lift that arm all the way. You can keep it on the waistline or on the floor. Just opening the right shoulder, the right side, and the left side if you're lifting the arm up. Go ahead and switch the direction. Plant your hand, plant your elbow if available, and continue to open towards the right now. Take a deep breath. And slowly return back to the center. Both hands on the floor. Come on up and just open up in the first cat and cow. Just like this. Up and down and then go back all the way to the child pose. Last week was a hectic workout week for all of us. We did a lot of strong workouts. So it's a really nice jump start this week with the yoga practice all the way up. And let's do a couple more times, just in your own pace. Slower or faster, it's all good. And all the way back. Come on up and stay with me right here. Now move your knees and ankles on one distance and continue to work on your cat and cow. Just simple up and down. Gentle movements. And then we're ready to tuck the toes and begin the first hover. Beginners, if this is too much on your wrist and elbows and you're not used to hold it yet, just do your tabletop. Take a deep breath in, hold it, breath out, come on down. Open up your right arm and give me a couple shoulder circles. All it is, just the 2-3 circles. And then reach all the way up and sweep it under for the threads and needle. Support yourself with the other hand. We're not doing anything crazy yet. And then slowly come back up to the tabletop. Rise your left and do a couple circles, 2-3 of those on the other side. And then reach up and sweep it under. Hold it for a few breaths. Feel that shoulder, feel the side of the body. And then back to the center. Go ahead and sit on your feet, just like this. If you can't sit on your feet at all, you would need to find some other place to do so. So put your hands on the ground and begin up here. For the beginners, that would be the best version. And what I'm doing here, I'm bringing the body weight on the ankle, not on the toes, on the ankles, guys. Some of you are so good stretching your ankles, you don't even need to have a support at all. You can put your hands on your knees or up front. But if you're not there yet, don't let your mind to get upset and frustrated. Just keep working one knee at a time because we want to stretch and strengthening our ankles right now. Go ahead and take it back. And we're gonna switch to the toes. So tuck your toes, put your knees on the floor, sit back down, hands up front. If you have never done this before, you might find it challenging. If you sit in easily, let the body weight, let the gravity to continue to sink into those toes. No resistance. And then slowly, hands back on the floor. Tuck your toes again. One more hover. Just a few seconds. Strengthening the upper body. Go ahead and extend your knees. Find yourself in upside down V position, downward facing dog. Both hands flat. It's really important to keep your palms flat, especially for beginners or those who coming back to the practice. That's a reminder. Palms flat. Spread those fingers wide. Shift the body weight away from the shoulders, totally away from the shoulders. And release the tension. Relax the neck, lengthening, and expand through that back. You can definitely bend your knees. Go ahead and rise up your heels and stretch and draw the belly closer to the quadricep, to the legs. Relax the neck, make sure the neck's soft and relaxed. Take your heels back. Go ahead and take the right leg up and start a few circles. Again, Monday can be challenging, especially if we didn't do much on Sundays. Hopefully that's not our case. Go ahead and bend your right knee, guys, and look underneath the right. Anytime you need to rest, go on your knees and rest in the child pose. Slowly send the right foot on the floor. For the beginners, you might need to go, guys, on your kneeling position in order to reach to the opposite side, and that's always an option. You can also bend your knees. Make sure you feel safe. If you don't feel safe, stay in a dog with the 3 points. Do the tabletop instead. And slowly return the hand. Take your left leg up. Give it a few circles. And bend your knee. Open up, look underneath the left. Open it through the side, through the side. Return your left foot back and see if you can reach your right hand towards the left leg. It doesn't have to be necessarily your ankle. Put your knees on the floor if needed. We're going to put our knees back on the ground and continue with a gentle hip rock on the side, right and left, left and right. Just like you're trying to see the one side of your body on the floor with a little pivot on your lower back. Still being in a tabletop pretty much. But that's a great opening movement for the hips and lower back. Even for shoulders and the rib cage if you go deep enough. And let's do 1 or 2 on each side. Depend how fast or slow you move in. Last one. All right, back on your knees. Go ahead and take your elbows on the floor right now. And another cat and cow. Just a gentle movement with changing position of the body, which will allow us to open and target different body regions. Take your right leg up, guys, and make sure you're solid and strong on your lower back. Just a leg. If that is really comfortable and you feel you can progress, go ahead and extend your left arm. Put your forehead on the floor. Good quality stretch. Lengthening and strengthening the body at the same time. Please make sure you rest if you have to, or go ahead and bind with me. Left hand to your right ankle. Don't stress. Let your body breathe and be open. We're not trying to prove anything to anyone here, even to ourselves. Go ahead and send your elbows back on the floor. Cat and cow. Just the gentle movements on the back, and then prepare to raise your left leg off the ground. Just like this. And you don't have to extend your right arm, absolutely optional. See if you can put your forehead on the floor, opening the shoulders even more. Breathe, lengthening and stretching and strengthening the same time. That's a challenging balancing position here. Come on up and bind if you can. Down. For the beginners, that would be a little bit more easier if you bind your hands. We're gonna go for the dolphin. Intermediate and advanced, hold your arms parallel each other. Plant your heels on the floor or bend your knees. For beginners or in general, if you feel that you can plant your heels yet, then just bend your knees, relax your head and neck. Dolphin. Take a deep breath in. Good quality exhalation. Expand through the back. Keep active kneecaps. Breathe, guys. All the way, knees back on the floor. Bring your fingertips inward with me, just like this. And open up and stretch that chest. Just like a little kneeling push-up here, elbows outside. Spreading the ribs. Then take your arm a little bit farther, one arm, and open up a little bit deeper, think down with the rib cage. Back to the center and do the same thing from the other side. Just try to feel it. Opening the arm and shoulder and the rib cage. Now for the next plank or plank on the knees. We're gonna be strengthening the wrist. Go ahead and take it halfway through, maybe just a little bit, maybe even less than that, or all the way towards the knees. For my beginners, that can be already a lot of work and you feel it so sensitive. Intermediate and advanced. Go ahead and find yourself in a plank. I want you to be extremely careful and mindful because it's not worth it. You're going to hurt the wrist. It's going to take a few weeks to heal. But for those who practicing those stretches, just come and join me. Come on back on the floor. And we're gonna give a bear hug from each side. Just hug that shoulder, plant the center of your palm and press into. That's gonna help you to relax the wrist. And other side. Come back to your downward facing dog. Rise your right leg up. Come on up on the tippy toes on the left, big stretch. And step forward to your low lunge. If you need a few steps, this is very normal. Come on up, guys, towards the low lunge. Make sure this is a wide stance. Reach arms all the way up. All the way, reach. And exhalation, forward fold. Relax, release the forehead. And bring the attention to your hips. If you need to come up and take a little break, you can always do that. Come on up, guys, halfway. Go ahead and put your left hand on the floor and open up towards the right. That can be challenging and it can be very sensitive on the bottom knee. So if you're new to the class, that's very nice to start to bring those little knee pads. Go ahead and switch position. Just simply take the right Next to the foot and open up. Reach all the way. In my intermediate and advanced, go ahead, crew and bind. I know you're really good and flexible, so just get it under and go ahead and bind, still staying on your kneeling position for now. Just a little option. Just a little option. And we back to the center. Do your best to try to meet me in a single-legged downward facing dog. Now, just like this, perfect. And if that was a little bit challenging, then next time go to your tabletop first and then to your single-legged position, knee towards the nose, plank. Bless you. All the way knee towards the nose, back up. Bring that knee towards the right shoulder or elbow. See if you can reach it. Very good. Come on, back up. Towards the left. Come on, back up. Towards the nose and hold it with me for a few breaths. Beginners, you will put your left knee on the floor, Chaturanga Dandasana push-up. You guys so strong, come on up. One step at a time. Come on, back down to the downward facing dog. One step at a time. Take a deep breath in. Exhalation. Go ahead and raise your left leg. And if you need a couple steps, come on, step forward. All the way. I make an extra attention to that step because we want to bring that knee underneath the ankle so we can have a good solid low line to open up our hips. Inhalation and slowly take this hand down, exhalation, open up. That rotation happens in the hips first. Hips, then lower back, and only then rib cage if it's going farther. And arm just following. Let's take it to the other side. All the way up and open. And take it underneath and bind. Now, if you have that bind, do your best, guys, not to look down and look to the side, to the side wall, to the side wall. And let's undo it, and we're going for resting lizard. All the way down. I like to think that it's resting lizard. You can use the blocks underneath. You can use your hands, your fist. You can just hold your hands on the ground. We haven't done a slow pace yoga long time. We need to schedule one for one of the Fridays maybe. And let's return back. So let's do our best to step to the single-legged dog. Now, if that wasn't really available yet, that's okay. Then through the tabletop, knee towards the nose, nice and slow with control all the way. Take it back up, exhalation. Left knee towards the left shoulder, or do it same on the kneeling position. Outside, come on back. Now we're gonna go across, all the way across. Take it back up, one more effort. Knee towards the nose, active, solid, core, breathing. Hold it, take it back up, and push down Chaturanga of your choice. I know, for the beginners, it might seem impossible to do that push-up, but I promise you, you will be able to do it. You just have to come and practice with us. That's a contingency, you have to show up. Go ahead and bend your knees and just send your belly down towards the knees and push against the floor, just like you do in a squat and a dog. Good stretch for the back, with the legs come back up. Shift the hips back. Do it one more time with me. Bend your knees. Shift the hips back. Come on back up. Rise your right leg. Step to your runner lunge. Runner lunge. Very similar to your low lunge, except the back knee is elevated. If you need to come back anytime to your low lunge, it's always there for you. Reach arms up. Shoulders down, chest lifted. Go ahead and open up, but don't put the back foot on the floor yet. Just still a lunge. Still your lunge. Solid, strong on the legs. I know it's challenging. Look gaze towards the front hand, guys. Look gaze towards the front hand. Come back to your lunge. To the front. Lift your front heel as your option. Activate your back knee and hold that back knee strong, guys. Strong, active knee. Go ahead and place the heel back. Now warrior two. The only difference, you plant your back heel. Take a look, gaze towards the front hand. Top lightly. Do your best not to rely on the back leg. Use your back, not your leg. Come on back. All the way. Extend the front leg, water relief. Extend the triangle top. And again, don't rely too much on that back leg. Come back. Especially for the beginners. Intermediate and advanced, you can go to your triangle however you like. Palms up, slide through the waistline. Don't bend the front knee. Try to slide through the waistline and the hips. See, I keep sliding like I'm trying to reach the other side of the room. And then it's a natural progression when you reach the floor, or you put your hand on your shin or on your block. If after sliding you find your hips doing this and your chest is looking down, that is an obvious sign that you need to use your leg for Trikonasana or the block. And please don't be afraid to use your tools and modify. That's going to make you stronger faster. Please, guys. All the way. Take the both hands on the floor. And before we go to the revolve triangle, square your hips. So from here to the center, then fold forward. Just like this. Take a deep breath in. Now, if you're using the block, left hand on the block. That's a good way to practice it. Put your right hand on the hip, and the reason why that really helps you to feel the hip square. So you square the hips, your elbow looking to the side, and then you just extend the arm. That looks beautiful. Take a breath, guys. Don't hurry, you have to leave. And take it back to the front. Side stretch. Fold forward. Fold forward. We're gonna go back and start to walk towards the left. Point your toes towards the corners of your mat. Put your hands on the floor and just cat and cow. Just cat and cow here. And listen, you can stay up here. You don't have to put your forearms on the floor. If it's ready, if it's going there, go ahead and put your forearms on the ground and rest and relax. It might not be there yet. It's not a big deal. Flexibility is a process. Body restoration is a process which requires some work and time. Come on up. And the right leg, guys, if you follow me especially, the right, which is on the front of your mat. Squat right on that leg. And just open it up. You might not be able to sit flat on that foot, on that right foot, and that's okay. Then you can stay, take a look, you can stay on the tippy toes here. Eventually, you will be able to do so. That's your ankle flexibility. That's something what we worked at the beginning of the class. Come back to the front, to the place we came from. Side stretch. Hands on the floor. Right leg up in the air or tabletop for my beginners. Push down chaturanga. Let me see you practicing. Good work. Come on back. All the way. Very nice. How are you feeling? Getting there, waking up on Monday. Let's take the left leg up. Big step to your running lunge. Remember, your low lunge is always available. If you need it, we're gonna work a little bit here. Activate those arms. Make sure the arms active, elbows strong, back knees active. Do not plant the foot yet for warrior, just pivot in your lunge. Keep the heel elevated. Gaze towards the front, hand stay strong, guys. Make sure your arms extended, you don't drop them. You're not holding your breath, of course. Come back. And lift the heel. Very strong, not easy. Not easy on the balance at all. Go ahead and plant the heel back, warrior two. Gaze towards the front hand. Very nice. Super strong, guys. Now, we're gonna come up in top. Keep the front knee bent still. Put it up. Chest up towards the ceiling. Come on back. Extend your front knee. Extend the triangle. The same thing, but your front knee is extended. Watch your balance. Back to the center. Intermediate and advanced, any way you like. Beginners, I found this way really, really effective. Slide through the waistline. Make sure you have your body weight on the both feet equally. Once you feel there is no more room in the waistline, in the hips, you just settle. And your triangle will look beautiful. Pay attention how you feel into your shoulders. Try not overly rotate that upper shoulder. Just extend the arm. And to the front. Side stretch, guys. You will probably feel your hips more on the left right now. So square them to the center and fold. Fold forward. Watch the front knee. Shift the body weight a little bit more towards the back leg. And then, once you're ready to revolve, to practice revolve triangle, use the hand on the waistline. That's a really good helper here to rotate and pivot your hips correctly, lengthen in the back, and then just extend the arm. Very nice. Back to the front for the fold. Come on up and move towards the right, toes towards the corners of your mats. Just up here. Again, do a cat and cow for a couple movements, just to open the back if you need a little bit more, and then elbows on the ground. Maybe forehead on the ground. See if you're ready to reach your hands to the ankles and fold a little bit more. Look halfway through. And on the left, guys, the leg is on the front of your mat. So whichever is leg on the front of your mat, go ahead and squat on it. Open up if you can open. Find any other position. Use your props, please. Try to breathe. Let's slowly return back. I'm going to meet you in a single-legged dog first. And then push up chaturanga if you can. Very strong. Come on up, guys. How are you feeling? The hard part is almost behind, almost, not yet. I know it's Monday. Press your hands back into the floor. Relax your head and neck. Go ahead and walk with me towards a plank. I plan a good dolphin planks flow for us today, when we can move on the floor in a prone position eventually, but first we're practicing a few side planks. Take the right arm above the head. For the beginners, you can put your top leg slightly more towards the front or put the bottom knee on the floor. For my intermediate and advanced guys, we're gonna top the toes on top, just like you almost ready to do a tree pose. Very, very strong. Breathe. And slowly tap it back. Don't stress. Knees on the floor if you have to. And open it up. Hold it, feel it, see what you can do. And then find your modifications if needed, the one I showed you, or top the toe. Breathe, don't shake, breathe. Back to the center. We're gonna put our elbows on the floor for the dolphin plank. Take a deep breath in. Knees on the ground if needed, always there for you. Go ahead and raise your right foot. Draw the right knee towards the right elbow. I know. Take it back. Rise the left towards the left. You guys, so good. Take it back. Put the left forearm parallel the mat. Open it up. Beginners, knees on the floor. Intermediate and advanced, reach to the right ankle. Come on back and switch. Stay where you are, totally fine. Or reach to your left ankle or toe. Back to the center. And belly on the ground. Elbows directly underneath the shoulders, just like your Sphinx pose. Come on up and peel your elbows off the floor. And slowly back down. See if you can put your forehead on the ground and relax. Good stretch for the neck. Come on back up. Lift. Come on back down. Pay attention what's happening in your spine. Come on up. And for my intermediate and advanced, relocate your wrist underneath the shoulders on the place of your elbows. Look up towards the ceiling. Back downward. And reach your right arm up front and your left in between. That's already a lot, obviously. Or kick up the right ankle. Watch what's happening in the shoulder on the right and open it up. Very nice. Take a deep breath in. Let's simply switch for now. And you can use these little asanas once we go for the full bow bind. So hand in between or kick up the leg. You can also hold that knee on the floor without lifting it. Keep holding. Let's rest for just a couple breaths. Go back to the sensations inside the body. See what you're ready, what you're not ready for. I encourage you always to try more than you think you can, of course, within a reason. Come on up. So you can use one ankle at a time, just like we did. Or you can come up with me and open up. Very good. Take your time. Take your time, guys. You're so strong. Use one at a time and then simply switch. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Come on back down. We absolutely must to go to the downward facing dog after this one. Come on down. It's gonna feel good. Stomach in. And press your belly into the lower back. Relax your head and neck. Go ahead and pivot your heels on the right. And fold deeper. Pivot your heels on the left. Return them back and raise your right leg. We're going for the balance crew. We're going for the balance. Step this leg all the way to the front or the center of your mat. Whichever you like. Just make sure you give your neighbors some space when we're gonna hold extended legs in our Hachandrasanas. Put your right hand on the angle related to your foot. You can hold your back leg on the floor. You can hold your both hands on the ground. If you're ready, or if you're not ready but you're willing, go ahead and try to bind with your ankle if you're pretty solid on your balance here. Very impressive, guys. Keep on holding it, keep on breathing. We're gonna make the transfer to the tree pose. Tap the floor as many times as you have to. Ready for tree. Your tree pose can be done by holding the wall, or you can also tap the toes on the floor next to the other foot, maybe your ankle. We're gonna take our arms, and like you do this Namaste position, we will go for the reverse prayer position behind. You might not be able to reach in between your shoulder blades yet, which is okay. Just put them where you can. Try to press one foot, one hand into another. All right, we're gonna go for the single-legged chair pose. Don't worry, if you need to go for a regular one, you can do the regular one. Put this foot on the floor instead. Of course, for intermediate and advanced, take your left elbow towards the left foot. That's a little bit more challenging on the balance. If you need a break and tap the floor and stretch, please do it. Otherwise, grab your feet, big toes, ankles, use the straps. Take your time. Take a breath. Give space to your neighbor. And we open up. Very nice, very good, very good. Much more progress. Go ahead and shake it out. How did you do? That's good. Whatever we have, it's all ours. We're not gonna have another body. That is not happening. We can work on our personal body and make it stronger and more flexible, more resilient, the way we like it, but that's all we can do. All the way forward fold. And that requires commitment and dedication daily. Daily. Healthy food to nurture the body. Good quality, healthy, loving attitude towards ourselves and others. Halfway through, guys, in healthy exercise routine for the body, for physical body and mind. Put your hands on the floor, step over, hop. There is no magic. It's just work. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. They keep come up with different pills over the last 10 years to help you to stay fit and healthy, but so far it didn't work. There is one recipe which always works. Eat well, exercise. Take the left leg up, step to the center of your mat or to the front. Prepare for Ardha Chandrasana. Your bind is very much your option. You seem so strong, and some days better than others, some days stronger and more flexible than others. Good healthy sleep is important. Good healthy routine in the morning, uplifting one is must. Let's continue with transition for the knee hold and then the tree pose. Take your time. Let's go for the tree pose. Take a deep breath in. And you can stay with the hands up front. You can stay with the hands up front. Right into the shoulder blades. We all have busy lives, and if it happens and you had to miss the class, 2 classes, even a week, for people who always working out, it can be very hard to come back. Much harder for those who doesn't actually, because it has to do a lot with the muscle memory, with endorphins. It's very depressing when you skip your practices, when your workouts. I encourage you guys just to come back. Just don't look back. Just make a trip back to the gym. That's all you have to do. Chair pose. Because you know you will always feel better after the good class. It's hard to commit, but once you're there, you're happy you showed up. Elbow to the ankle. And grab your foot, big toe, ankle, strap, anything you can use the wall. Please don't stop smiling. If you fall gracefully, as we like to say, with a smile. It's not far. And go ahead and step back down. Reach both arms all the way up. Very good. Come on down to the chair pose. Now you can put your hands up front of the chest, both feet together, because right after that we're gonna go for noose pose. Noose pose for, again, training our ankles, and you will realize that it's so important to have a flexible knees and flexible ankles, because it's a very functional movement. It's extremely functional movement. To put an air in your tires, which I have to do today. So you have to squat to pick up something from the ground. You have to squat. Go ahead and take your hands on the right. and just push against the ground and do your best to lengthen in the back. If you want to do the side crow, go ahead. Very nice, Michael. And come on back to the other side. So if you're ready, you just put your both hands and just sway your body weight on those arms. All right, come back and sit down. Oh, that was sweaty. We're gonna go for the single leg low boat. We're gonna change it for the regular boat. You can stay with a single leg. This is totally fine. Take your both hands up front. Prop your core. Make sure your spine can support it. And slowly start to roll your back on the ground. Once your lower back is on the floor, your inner thighs looking into each other, you are in a good spot. It's challenging. Make sure that you breathe in. Inhalation, exhalation. Let's come up all together. Use your abs, not your face. And back. I know many times we start to clench the teeth, roll our eyes out. Move forward with the forehead, inner thighs looking into each other. Use your abs, guys. Once your back touching the floor, hold it with me. Very strong. Come on up. Both legs up for the boat, or do the one leg at a time. Breathe, guys. Shoulders away. Very nice. Come on down. Lower boat Navasana. Stay with me. Go ahead. Take your legs on the floor and stretch. Big stretch. The hard part is behind. Today we're going to practice Matsyendrasana or fish pose. Put your hands underneath your glutes, literally. Then rise up with me like this and put your elbows closer to each other. Of course, as much as it comes. Then take the chest up and take your head on the floor. If you wish to practice a little bit more on the abs, go ahead and lift your feet. Put your both feet together and release your head and your shoulders, and then as the rest your arms. Arms next to the body. Press one foot into another. Lift the hips. Slowly release the hips back. Put your both feet on the floor and bring the hips back up. Both feet together, bridge. No body weight on your neck. Slowly back down. I'm gonna practice one more variation of the bridge. Put your both feet a little bit wider this time. Mat width apart or even slightly more. Hips up. We're gonna fold one knee in the center. Lift the hips back up and switch. Lift up and switch. Come on up back to the center and rise up on the tippy toes. Hips back on the floor. Take your both legs up and put your right on top on the left. If it's a full eagle, that's great. If not, don't worry about it. Take your arms up. Put your left arm around your right. Go ahead and connect your knees and your elbows. I know. Stay. Stay with me. Let it all the way go on your arms. Keep your legs if you can. Take your knees on the left. Let the tension melt away. Let's return back and switch the legs bind left above the right, which means right above the left, wrapping around the left on the arms. Go ahead and connect your elbows and knees for your crunch. Go ahead and undo the bind on the arms and send your legs on the right. And let's slowly return back to the center. Undo your arms and legs. Take a big stretch. We're gonna go for final halasana and then seated forward fold. So go ahead and take your arms next to the body. Be mindful. Monday halasana is tough, as always. Few extra breaths here. And then seated forward fold. Go ahead and come back. Pull the glutes out. And we're gonna hold this forward fold for about a minute and a half. If you feel that you need to come out, your hips, your back, your shoulders, come out, stretch, and come back down to the fold. The longer you hold, the easier it gets. Be dynamic, be alive in your seated forward fold. I don't want you to sit motionless at all. Lengthen and stretch, and dive back in. Find that spaciousness in your hip flexor. Inhalation, preparation, exhalation, let go. In between, just observe. What's your body trying to tell you? And let's slowly start to return back up. Put your both feet crisscrossed. And just take your right outside of the left. So gentle rotation. And all the way to the other side. Shoulders down, chest up and lifted. Take exhalation. Make sure you feel good. Come back to the center. Let's reach our arms all the way up. And while you're taking them back, up front of your heart in the universal position of the gratitude, let's express our silent gratitude for everything we have. We have our bodies, our minds work well and sharp. We have places to live, place for the soul, again, our physical body, our families, our friends. We grow, we expand. There's so many things to be grateful for. Look inside your heart, guys. Fill up your body with a giant warm smile. Share that smile with others and flow through the rest of this new week with unshakable love in face inside. Namaste. That was so good, guys. As always, doing the job for you. Thank you.